I'm doing another quick book review. I had mentioned that I was reading another ghost story book. I'm not going to review that one because it was so nondescript that I couldn't even get a good review out of it. It's one of those that there's literally there is nothing to talk about. It's just one of those random books that you hit that it's so neutral. There's nothing to say one way or the other. But I did finish this book, Space Oddities, by Joe Cuhaj, I guess is the last name. This book was not quite what I thought it was going to be. The title is a little bit deceptive because it talks about like forgotten stories, and the use of the term oddities makes you think that it's going to be something that's like strange, like funny stories, stuff like that. It's not really that. It's a lot more technical than that. This book is a lot more about actual, like, more serious. It's much more serious than the title would lead you to believe. They are talking about more obscure stuff with space exploration, though. In the different chapters, they talk about the situation with putting a woman in space. They talk about things like sneaking stuff aboard the space shuttle. They talk about things like marketing in space and using space as advertising and different things. So it's stuff that it is more like minutia about things that you wouldn't hear about necessarily with NASA. But it's not, when you talk about space oddities, you're thinking about like weird little tidbits, but it's not really along those lines. It's a very serious look at some stuff that's just kind of more obscure history. I think it really is more obscure history of space exploration than it is about anything really weird. They talk about putting the animals in space and stuff like that. So this is, I mean, I don't know if I would have titled it this, simply because people who are into like, I just like weird random things are going to be a bit disappointed, and people who are much more into popular science and stuff like anything space exploration, astronomy, anything like that, are going to be kind of put off by the title and might not pick it up because it doesn't seem very serious. It seems like more of an odd little thing, but this is a very technical, very research heavy book, almost one that I would say a college professor using this in like a lower level science class, just to get the average person more into something about space exploration and different things. So it was a good book. It was an interesting book and very well written book. Just kind of caught me off guard in how serious it was, and technical it was and everything. So that was what I finished reading. The ghost storybook, like I said, I don't even have that one. Another bad case of editing. They interchangeably using the word grizzly, the wrong term. She used it right one time and then used it like grizzly bear the next time, but not in the right way. So yeah, editing is just a hot mess at this point. I don't even know what to say. It's hard to find a book that feels like it's got decent editing recently. But yeah, I'm not even going to mention that one, but talk about the details of that one because it was just so blasé on everything. But Space Oddities, if you're interested in space exploration, if you're interested in NASA and astronauts and all sorts of stuff like that type of science, this is a very, very good book. It's much more serious than it presents itself. So don't be misled into thinking one way or the other about that.